We just announced what's probably one of the most exciting products to date, and this was the addition of Appwrite Sites. This means that Appwrite is now in the front-end hosting space. So along with managing your entire backend, your database, your users, file storage, you can also now build and deploy websites directly through Appwrite, giving you one platform to manage your entire backend and your front end. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look at what this looks like in the Appwrite console and how you can actually deploy a website directly from here. So let's just dive into it. So first of all, in your console, you're now going to see this Sites tab right here, and we can go ahead and click on Create Site. And by default, we can either connect to an existing repository or we can clone a template from our template store here. So there's already a bunch of templates for you. We're going to keep adding more, but here you have a bunch of templates for Vue, Next, Svelte sites. And if you want to just get something up and going real quick, or you find something that already fits your needs, you can just go ahead and copy one. Well, I'm a React person, so I want to start with the React Starter Kit. So we're going to go ahead and click on this, and we're going to leave the name as React Starter. We'll leave the ID as default here. And what I want to do is I want to create a new repository. So if you don't see this, I've already connected my GitHub account here. Go ahead and go through those default steps. You're going to connect Appwrite to your GitHub account. And then this right here is basically giving Appwrite access to manage and control certain repos. So I already connected that, and I'm going to make sure that this is a private repository. And if you look at my GitHub account, we don't see this React Starter Kit. So it's going to go ahead and create one, and it's going to call that React Starter. So we're going to click on Create. We'll give this a second. And once this is set up here, let's go ahead and just refresh this. It should, in theory, create it. So this is now my React Starter, and I have this code in my GitHub account. So now to the next step here, I can go ahead and select a branch. If I don't select anything here, by default, it's going to be the main branch or whatever that template has. So we're just going to let this stick to the default. We have the root directory here, and we already have some environment variables set up for us. So we're going to leave all of this as is. And then for the domain, we'll just call this test Dennis. And then we go into our Appwrite domain here. So let's just click deploy, and we'll just let this start. So once we hit deploy, we're going to go through the build steps here, and this is going to take like 30 seconds to a minute. It's going to build out our site, and once this finishes, we're going to continue from here. Okay, so the build is complete and my site is deployed. I now have a preview here, and I can see the domain right here, and I can also click on visit site. So let's just go ahead and open this up and let's check this out. So this is now a deployed site hosted with Appwrite. This is a live URL that I can share with anybody in the world. And if I want to test this out, I can click on send ping here, and it's going to make a request to my backend, and I know the site is working. So now that I have a site deployed, let's just start by going back to sites so we can see what this looks like. So we now see my React Starter here. And first of all, I can see the basic settings to my project here. I can see all my deployments, and I can also add a domain right here. So this is also going to be in the tabs up here. So if I go into deployments, I can see all my previous deployments. If I need to see the logs here, I can always check those out. If we want to create a custom domain, this is where we can add it. We can click on add domain, and this is where we would configure all of that. Now from here, we also have our settings here, and this is where we're configuring our project. So if we want to change the name or connect it to a new repo, maybe we want to deploy from a different branch, any build settings that we need to configure can all be set up right here. And then if we continue down here, we also set up our environment variables all through this section right here. So that pretty much completes the dashboard interface. So what I want to do next here is I actually want to go ahead and get a local site that's connected to a GitHub repo. And I actually want to deploy this manually instead of cloning a template, so you can walk through this entire process. Okay, so let's take a step back and start with a new project here. So what I just did here is I created a fresh application. I used Vite. This is a React app, but you can use whatever you want here. And all I did was just remove some of the default code, and I wrote hello world. And I also created a new GitHub repo, and I pushed this project to my GitHub account here. So I have this repo here called demo, and this is what we want to connect to. So we want to take this project and we want to deploy this to Appwrite. So let's go ahead and create a new site here, and I'm going to say connect a repository. So I'm already connected to my account here, and I just want to find the repo of demo here. So this is searching my account here, and we're going to click on connect here, and the name is going to be left as demo. I have a master branch, so I already found that. For the root directory, my project is sitting in the root directory like this. So we're going to leave that as is. And then inside of our build settings, I just want to leave the defaults. So we do want to run npm install, run build. And with Vite, by default, the output directory is dist. So I want to make sure that this is configured properly. And for my environment variables, I don't need any right now, so we can leave that as is. And I'm just going to say demo Dennis for the domain just to make sure it's available. And let's click on deploy. So again, the repo has been already pushed to GitHub here. So we're just building. Let's give this a second. It's going to go through all the build steps here. And here we go, our project is deployed. You can see the preview right here. All it says is hello world. And I can actually go ahead and visit this link. And this is the local project. So let's just go back into my settings again. And I just want to show you something really quick here. So let's close this out. Let's go into settings here. And what I wanted to show you is that there are automatic deployments connected to a specific GitHub repo. So whatever we have connected here, when there are changes made to that specific branch, automatically we're going to deploy these changes. So right now we see hello world. Let's go ahead and just change our code. Let's say hello earth. We'll save that, and we're just going to go through the default process to say git add, git commit, and we'll just say changed welcome message. And then we can just do git push origin master. So we're going to push these changes, and without touching anything here, if we go back to our site, we're going to see the build process start. So right now we can already see that we're building. We see the build logs here, and these changes are automatically connected to our GitHub account. So it looks like our changes were pushed. And if I go ahead and refresh that, it should say hello earth, and that's it. So that's how you can build and deploy with Appwrite.